Good morning. It's Friday. It's time for work again, and it's time for another talk about Mage. Today, still focusing in on the Technocracy, as that is the game I will be running most, currently. I will eventually get to the tradition stuff, but that might be a little bit longer. I've still got a stack of Technocracy stuff I want to get through. Today, the 6 rules that every union member should know. The Precepts of Damian. Now, these rules are a few hundred years old. Then they will get brought up by the Technocracy quite regularly. Now, this does not mean that everyone enforces them the same. Every different convention focuses on different rules and say, oh, well, that one's important to us, or, oh, this one's really the most important rule, or, but to some extent, all of them do follow them. And if one member of the Technocracy says, well, we need to do this because it enforces Rule 6, that's hard to argue with. That's a key point, because they will get brought up in that manner. So, getting started. Rule 1, bring stasis and order to the universe. Predictability brings safety. Well, that's makes sense, doesn't it? If you know what's going to happen, then you know what you can prevent from happening, and you can keep everyone safe. That's what the Technocracy is after. They want to homogenize everything. They want everyone, all of the sleepers need to be the same. So they're going to make sure that they can predict everything. Excuse me. So there are no surprises, so that everyone is safe. Makes sense. Number 2, convince the masses of the benevolence of science, commerce, and politics. Well, there you go. If they can convince everyone that science is science, it can do anything, and the politicians are telling them the truth, then people are going to trust more and think less. To the Technocracy, to most of the Technocracy, there are dissidents from this, but to most of the Technocracy, the sleepers thinking less is a good thing. There are a few dissonant groups who say that if the sleepers think less, then there won't be any more mages, or there won't be any more technocrats, because no one will awaken anymore. Which is a very good point, but not a point that many of them are having. Now then, move my notes. Article 3, preserve the gauntlet and the horizon. Okay, so the gauntlet is the veil between worlds. It's also used to describe the upper atmosphere. The horizon is what is beyond the gauntlet. Space, other realms, the far things. They want to preserve those. They want to keep them pure. They want to keep technocrats up there and sleepers down here. They actually don't want the sleepers in space. Why? Because as soon as the sleepers are in space, they start thinking. They start wondering. They start asking questions that the Technocracy does not want asked. They start having a sense of wonder again. And the Technocracy really doesn't want that. That contradicts Rule 1. See how these kind of reinforce each other? Now then, Article 5. Define the nature of the universe. Knowledge must be absolute, or chaos will envelop all. Okay, this is one that the Void Engineers really, really harp on. We have to know everything, otherwise we don't really know anything. If we don't know how it all works, then how are we supposed to fill in Article 1? How do we make everything the same if we don't know how it is now? Big, big, big sticking point for the Void Engineers. Half of the Void Engineers sub-conventions exist because of Article 4. Alright, now just getting through a bit of busy spot here, and then we'll move on to Article 5 in just a minute. Go. Now then, Article 5 is a very straightforward one. Article 5, destroy reality deviants. I mean, yeah, in the fine print, there's a bit more to it than that, but, yeah, get rid of them. Get rid of the deviants. They don't belong here. They should not be here. We don't want them. Get rid of them. Kill them. Destroy them. Gone. Iteration X is big on that one. So are the NWO Men in Black. Yeah. Next then, Article 6. Shepherd the masses. Protect them from themselves and others. Okay, now this one gets called out a lot, especially by the Syndicate. We need to guide them because they're not smart enough to guide themselves. They're a bunch of sheep. They just wander around wanting to eat and nibbling on whatever's put in front of them. They're not really capable of thinking for themselves. So we need to think for them. We need to tell them what to think. We need to tell them how to think. We need to tell them when to think. We need to tell them why to think. Because if we don't, they'll just come up with all kinds of stupid ideas. The Syndicate loves Article 6. And there we go. The 6 Precepts of Damian. The 6 articles that are basically the only things that the 5 technocratic conventions agree on. They may disagree about everything else. They may bicker amongst each other. They may fight with each other, sometimes openly. But on these 6 points, they are agreed. At least the upper management is agreed. Not all of the foot soldiers would fall into that category. Anyway, that's it for today. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, have a comment at the bottom if you really like to. Let me know what you think I'm doing well, what you think I'm doing wrong. I might not listen, but you can at least say it. I will read it. I can't say I follow it. Have a great day, and I will talk to you later.